All right, so we're looking at the difference in the Fatshark foams for the faceplates. So these are the goggles I'm keeping. Both of these are HDO2s, both in great shape. Um, one, the ones that I'm getting rid of, these ones, they have a weird noise that comes from the fan when you have the fan on its lower setting. But when the fan's on full blast, that noise goes away. It's not. Somebody asked me. I have these on eBay right now listed for sale, and somebody asked me on there if the noise was loud, and I told them I was honest with them. My exact words was, "To me, it is." But also, I didn't say this to them, but honestly I could get used to it. It's not that loud, and it's not that annoying. It doesn't sound normal, and so it was kind of alarming when I got these and I heard that sound. Not ever have trying HDO2s before, I thought maybe that was, like that's how they're supposed to be. So I got a second pair to verify, and it turns out that that is not the case. They are not supposed to be like that. They are not supposed to make that noise, because these ones do not make that noise. Um, but anyways, other than that, the goggles, there's nothing wrong with them. I guess that is something that's wrong with them. The fan makes a weird noise. So if there was something wrong with them, that's it, and that's all there is. Besides maybe the little bit of discoloration where the stickers were, you can kind of see it's hard. It's easier to see if you look closely with the human eye, but on camera it's going to be harder to capture that. But still, that's really the only thing that's wrong with them, is like that noise and like blemishes on the actual thing. But like, to me, that's I, even the fan noise. Like, if he would have told me that it had a fan noise, I would have still bought them for the same price. Like, that's not a deal breaker for me personally. I don't know about you guys, but, and I'm not saying that because I need to sell them, but I'm just saying, like, I just told my friend this too, actually. I was like, I probably could have got used to the noise. I know I could have, but I didn't want to. I wanted my stuff to work 100% properly and be as fresh and as new as I could possibly get it for a better price. So, and that's what I did with these. So I got a better price. So I'm hoping I can just make my money back, and maybe like 20 or 30 bucks on these, because I got these on a pretty good deal too. Uh, but yeah, so the foams, I haven't really got into that. So the foams that are on the goggles that I'm keeping are the newbie drone comfort, or full max comfort, whatever you want to call it. But they're the version that's for the Dom V2s and V3s. And you can tell that because of this, well, I guess you can't see it. Yeah, this sharp corner right here. On the Dom V2s and V3s, I don't know why they made that shape, but that was the shape. Let me see if I can turn this. There we go. It just, there we go. You can see it a little better now. I just don't want to blow out the whites too much. Anyways, but yeah, you see how this has this sharp point here, which is really random. I think the only reason they made that was so you could pull it off, because this shape wasn't on the actual faceplate. It was in the outline of where the foam goes on the faceplate, if that makes sense. It's hard to explain, but yeah, if you look at these, the HDO2 goggle foam, you can, I mean, you can tell by looking at them. They're different shapes. Like, this one's more rounded around here, whereas this one is, you know what I mean, straight, and it's got, an angle more. It's more boxy, more rather than rounded like these are. I found I like the density of these better, because I think that they will hold up um, longer, but they they're not they don't they're not as comfortable as these ones were. So I'm keeping these. They might not last as long, but I don't care. Also, I noticed that the HDO2s with the stock faceplate and the HDO foam, they don't fit my face that well. The fitment isn't as good as it could be. It wasn't even as good as the Dom V2s or V3s were. But if you look on this other pair here, they made like these, it's kind of hard to see, there you go, foam shims. And that totally made the difference for the fitment for me, for my head. I have a very small and narrow head, so I need them to be very round and almost U-shaped rather than, like a crested moon type thing. But yeah, I just want to talk a little bit about that, the comparison of the foams, because there is a difference in fitment and feel, even though, like, you just look at them and see that they look different, like they're different shapes, and you're like, okay, well, that shouldn't really matter. And maybe it doesn't for some people, depending on the shape of your face, but for me, it definitely made a difference, and I can tell you, I prefer the older foams over the newer foams, personally. And I did try both foams on this faceplate that had the shims just to see, because I wanted to like these more, because I know since this is a denser foam, it's gonna hold. They're gonna last longer. They're gonna hold up longer. These don't hold up very long. They're very cheap. Also, the Velcro on the back of these, it it sticks to the Velcro on the faceplate better than these do. Like these you can kind of like a lot easily or easier pull them off of the foam or off of the Velcro, which I don't like, because taking them on and off seems to wiggle that foam, and after a while it rips it loose. These, you're never going to have that problem with that, and I love that. And that's why I really wanted these foams to work out better for my fitment and face. Like I wanted to want those, but they just don't feel as good, and they don't fit as good, so I don't want them. But yeah, it's just a little bit rant, I guess, or comparison on these. These are my first Fatshark HDOs in general, and I got the HDO 2s because I got the Walk Snail VRX, and I can't find any Sky Zone 04X for under $400 right now, so I just went with these. And if you guys watched my, well, I can't say previous video, I don't know how many videos ago it was, but it was this week. I posted a video talking about, actually no, it was last week, posted a video about talking about the issues with the Walk Snail VRXs and the HD0 VRXs frying the HDMIs in the Fatsharks. Apparently that's a known problem with Fatsharks as far as their HDMIs. They just, like, some of them or a lot of them were junk from the factory, and so people would have them burning out from even just trying to use the HDMI for, like, watching a movie or, like, doing a sim or something like that, like, just for our basic uses that we used to use the HDMI for. It was frying people's HDMIs, and I didn't know that, so I posted a video asking how come, because I had heard a couple different times people having that issue. And I said, well, if this is an issue that I have, that me personally, I have heard about more than once, how come there's not a single video out there about, like, somebody having that issue or talking about that issue or bringing up their experiences with that issue? I couldn't find any. So I was like, well, I'm going to make a video on it because I feel like there are some people out there who have experienced this issue, because I heard about it from some of them. So it's obviously a real issue, and other people who I would assume probably have never experienced that issue kind of took it like they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. Which is fair, because it's a new system. Not a lot of people have their hands on it and have tried it, but I just meant in general. But I guess I should have specified that a little bit more detailed in the video. I just meant in general, as far as Fatshark's HDMI is getting fried by things. But needless to say, I went ahead and went with HDO2s anyways. And we'll find out. If I have an issue, well, then I have an issue, and I'll just have to get a different pair or a different option or something. But we'll find out. We'll find that out as we go. And if we need to, then we need something else. If we don't, then we don't. So we're just gonna play it by ear and hope that I don't have that issue. We'll see. Happy flying, guys. Thanks for watching the video. Hope you enjoyed it.